Now coming to the main practical aspect, when to all about the episiotomy, when to give, how to suture, and the videos also. I'll be showing you two videos. So first is when to give an episiotomy. Episiotomy is given at the time of crowning. What is crowning? When you can see the baby's head without having to separate the perineum. Sorry, without having to separate the labia, you can see the head. That is the time you're going to give an episiotomy, right? So that is the first important point you should remember. Second is how to give an episiotomy. The first thing, remember, before giving this cut like this, always infiltrate local anesthesia. I've had many people telling me, fortunately, wherever I've worked in government or private, we've always given local. I have not seen this practice, and but I've heard many places this is done, that the cut is given, and that can happen when the head is suddenly coming out. You may not have time, but please always, 99.99% of the times, always give local anesthesia. It's a cut. It's going to, the patient may not complain because she's anyway in so much pain, but it's very traumatic mentally and physically. So give her local anesthesia, infiltrate local anesthesia, and then give the cut. So this is how you do it. You use the episiotomy scissors. This is the episiotomy scissors. It's a slightly angled scissors. Sorry, and it's held like this, and you put your two fingers inside the perineum, inside the introitus, and you pull the skin towards yourself. Okay, what does this do? This creates a space between the baby's head and the what you're going to cut. So you pull towards yourself, and in this gap between your two fingers, you introduce the scissors and cut. Now, all guidelines say a mediolateral episiotomy is to be preferred. What is a mediolateral episiotomy? This is the mediolateral episiotomy. Okay. What are the other types of episiotomy? You can go straight down also. Now, mediolateral, you have two types. You can have a right mediolateral episiotomy, or you can have a left mediolateral episiotomy. Right, we can give both. I am more comfortable giving an RMLE. There are many states in India like Gujarat, like Tamil Nadu, where a LML is preferred, a left side. So it depends on how again your practice, but a mediolateral is preferred over a median episiotomy. Why is a mediolateral preferred over a median episiotomy? It's very easy to understand this. If a median episiotomy is given, and if this extends by chance, the support or the guarding was not good, this is going to go straight and cause a third or fourth degree perineal tear. Whereas if you're giving a right or a left mediolateral episiotomy, and if this extends, there is no major structure here which will get injured. There's no important structure here. So that's why a mediolateral episiotomy is better. So let's just quickly point out the differences of a mediolateral episiotomy and a median episiotomy. The biggest advantage of a mediolateral is that it is safe. If extended, nothing is going to get injured, nothing major. Median episiotomy is going to cause a third or fourth degree tear if extended. That's the biggest disadvantage. But if you look at all others, a median is better. Why? A median episiotomy is going to have less pain, less dyspareunia later on. Okay, better healing, less post-op wound complications like dehiscence infection. Why? Because it's a symmetrical cut. You're going straight on, it's a symmetrical. It's very easy to suture a median episiotomy. It's very difficult to suture a medial lateral, and that's why many residents in the beginning, in your first year, you get very confused because orienting yourself to that asymmetrical cut and trying to suture it properly, the main reason is because it's asymmetrical. And hence complications are higher because it's an asymmetrical cut. You have more pain, more dyspareunia later on. There is poorer healing, and there's a higher incidence of infections and other wound related complications. That's why a median episiotomy, although has lesser other complications, the biggest complication we're so scared of, we prefer, and the WHO, ICOG, everyone says a mediolateral episiotomy is better. Okay, so that's about which episiotomy to give. The second important thing is, so when you're going to cut, you have, this is the posterior fourchette. This is the introitus. So you have an anterior fourchette, you have the urethra here, you have the introitus here, and you have the posterior fourchette. So you start at the posterior fourchette. So when you're giving episiotomy, your starting point is here. This is the posterior fourchette. And then you go at an angle. What should the angle be? The angle should be approximately, so this is the anal canal, should be approximately 60 degrees. Okay. When the head is crowning, when it's stretched out, this angle is 60 degrees. Once the baby comes out, you actually find that because of the stretch, it appeared 60 degrees. It's actually going to be just a 30-degree cut after the baby comes out. So try to go lateral, go at least 60 degree. So that in the end, you find out it's actually just a 30-degree cut. If you cut like this in the beginning, if your angle is less, you again more chances of it becoming a third or fourth degree perineal tear. Okay, that's another important point. Another common question in the theory they ask is what are the structures cut? So, what are the structures cut? We have the mucosa, and this is important because this is how you're going to suture the episiotomy. You have the mucosa, you have the muscle, and then you have the skin from inside out. And the same way we're going to suture. We're going to suture the mucosa, the muscle, and then the skin.